Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mawada binti Muhammad Narawi. I'm final year of accounting student and I had successfully finished my internship for 6 months in Khairuddin, Hashuddin and Razi. So the purpose of I made this video is I want to present the issue that was arise during my internship period in KHR. So there is two issues that I have choose and I have write in my report, which is firstly the insufficient of document provided by the client, and the second issue is the adjustment that was not taken out by the client from the previous year adjustment. So firstly, I will explain the first issue, which is the insufficient document provided by the client. So during the audit engagement, the documentation of audit evidence is important to ensure that the audit procedure can be done on its time. The purpose of collecting audit evidence is to ascertain the accuracy and compliance of financial statement from figures, statement, and information that are significant to a misstatement or fraud. Audit evidence is a crucial component, especially in the areas of quality control of the audit, as it is required by the International Standard of Auditing, which is ISA, that it should be prepared in terms of the understandable by the client. So the example of audit evidence that client should prepare is payment voucher, invoice, bank statement, bank reconciliation, and the agreement. All these documents should be prepared by the client during the audit engagement. However, the problem is some of clients fail to provide us the document and refuse to give the cooperation to the auditor when doing the audit. So the insufficient document really interrupt the process of doing the audit. When the document is insufficient, it will delay the job and drag the time, as I was unable to complete the audit job because I need to wait the queries from the client, and client takes a long time to prepare the document. I also unable to do a sampling test, which can disrupt this accounting process. Sometimes the document provided to us also cannot be used because there is some of transaction were missed and the bill was not clear. So the recommendation of this issue is client can adopt a proper filing system that categorize each of their document into one file. For example, payment voucher, sale, rental agreement, and bank statement. Client needs to put it in one file following by the month. So it can easily to help the auditor find the document that they need in the future. Next, client need to ensure that the filing documentation is continuously right after the document is received from the third party or issued to the third party. This is to make sure that there is no missing transaction was recorded into their account. So, client also can secure the documents into electronic form as a backup. So by having a proper filing system in the manual and electronic form, there will be no issue arise of incomplete documentation from the client. So when there is no issue for the insufficient document, it can reduce the duration of document submission to the auditor. So auditor can perform their job according to the right time. Okay, the second issue that I was highlight in my report is the client did not take out the adjustment from the previous year. So in the performing the audit, the first step the auditor need to review is the client's opening balance at the first day of the following year's audit. So it is important to know if there is any variance in the opening balance report to ensure that the client had take out all the prior year adjustment properly or not. If there a difference, probably the client did not take out the adjustment. So during my audit job, in uh, my internship period, I had got two companies that not take out the opening balance adjustment. Apart from that, I need to do the opening balance adjustment before proceed to the next working. So the client who not take out the adjustment from the previous year, usually they thought that it will be no issue as the auditor can make those adjustments again for them during the current year. But the impact of the client thought is it will actually affect the auditor's opinion on their financial statement. So this matter will affect an opening balance for the current year and can cause repetitive adjustment. So basically, the auditor will address a management letter to the client, which represent their concerns and suggestions found from the auditing. The client sometimes cannot clearly get the actual situation. They might give their response towards the management letter, but uh, that not automatically reflect the actual action taken by the client in order to make sure the client rather than writing only on paper. So what auditor can do is uh, auditor can briefly explain the real situation of the client's problem, which have distracted their audit work done to the client, and provide them with a proper guidance on how it should be done. So auditor can give the direct consultation with the most appropriation procedure to the client, especially to the person. So during my internship, I can see that the client that I get is cannot understand what actually adjustment is this. So I need to tell her that the adjustment should be take out when they do the account next year. So when they take out the adjustment that made by the auditor, they can reduce the issues in their audit report. So the conclusion is there is a two issue that will arise from my industrial training, which is insufficient document provided from the client, and the adjustment that were not take out by the client. That's all from me. Thank you.